Good. We going?
I think we in there.
Check.
Yo.
Microphone check. We good?
Well, we more than good. We live, fellas.
Yeah, we on.
F it. We'll do it live.
F it.
Fuck it, it's live.
Oh man.
Not supposed to curse in the first. What did it say? I think it's the first two to 5 minutes.
Well, I feel like we remind them of that every single episode.
I don't, not the one cussing on here all the time.
Yeah, it's you, bro.
But you start off cussing like each time.
Nah, I don't.
It's at least the second
Every
time.
single time. He said
Real
that,
has said
he
that
said
to
that
you.
F word real hard.
It's the
When it
name of
come
the
on.
show.
What's the name of it? What's the name?
I
of it?
usually say F it. That's what I like.
If I'm being honest, I was just instigating. I don't remember you cursing early in the show. I was just being me.
Yeah, what's been good this week, fellas?
Ain't cool, man.
Yeah.
Working.
Mm-hmm.
Same old, really. Been hot. Motherfucker.
But I was thinking on the way over here, but I was like, man, I feel for the people with their windows down right now with all this humidity, bro.
For them people without that AC.
And then I was literally like, I was like praying for them, and then I thought about, dang, but what about the people that's walking? So I had to
Wholesome young
include
boy.
them,
Ooh,
and
I
then
like
I was
that.
like, what about the people that can't walk, that's in wheelchairs out here in the heat? Yeah, I went down like goodness, bro. I'm thankful. I'm thankful for the position I've been able to be in to not have to worry about that heat like that, bro, because it's hot.
And I don't know, maybe I had this question earlier. If we got anybody that's since like in the field or maybe that's been in the field can answer this. Why landscapers be wearing like the hat plus the long sleeve plus the boots and the big baggy pants in the 90-degree heat?
To keep from sunburn.
Oh, well, some things got simple answers.
Yeah.
I can't really speak for that. I know when I was in the military, boy, you got the boots with the long socks with the, you know what I mean, the long sleeves.
Oh
with
yeah,
the
y'all be
shirt
having it
and the
all on
cap.
too.
Yeah. It get to a point where you just get used to peeling your drawers off when you get home after your day's over. You just have to peel them off or they just stick.
Alrighty then.
Yes, a way to say something.
I think the army does it for camouflage. I think that'll be it.
No, well, whatever, bro. Let y'all have that one.
All right, Real, our resident Army guy. Per last live, I did go to the Erykah Badu concert. I'll say one thing about every Erykah Badu concert I will say is that it's a different experience. She performs it and she interpolates her records different every time. So it's like it's just its own different little experience, in which I really, really enjoyed.
So when she tells you about the same record in different ways?
No, like the way she performs the records are always
okay.
a little different.
Got you.
And like she might mesh in, like do medleys of different records, different ways. And I also say, if you go to an Erykah concert, don't leave on the first time to leave. Like she gonna pump fake you about 3 times. And like if you left on the first pump fake, you missed about 45 minutes of a show.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Like she does the multiple encore. Like she'd be like, all right, something along, like she might say something along the lines of like, we about to finish up after this record or something like that.
Then people start leaving the
Right.
traffic.
Like right.
Yeah.
And then like she'll
I'd have
have
missed it
another
every
way of
time.
closing of saying like, you know what I mean, something that makes it seem finite, like it's about to end.
Well, that's good information because I swear I'd have been out every time. I'm the guy that's definitely trying to get up out of there every time.
I like to say to the end of shit.
Yeah, you gotta, because you never know.
Were you able to get palmered?
Oh nah.
You get Kiki.
I ain't get Kiki.
Man, look
I
at
say
me,
cocoa
Kiki.
butter was at a all-time high. Shea
I
butter,
heard
cocoa
about that.
butter.
Yeah. The locks was out there thick.
The locks was out there.
Yeah, that's what I was.
Like it felt like a 2013 woke reunion out there. I really enjoyed it. Just looking at the people, the faces, the things thinking. You know what I mean? Everything was everything.
It probably, I don't know how many, old school, charlatans, but it probably reminded you like the Sukasa days.
Yes.
No,
Like,
those were
Sukasa days
those were beautiful
was-
times.
Yeah.
Those were beautiful
That was the
times.
spot.
That was actually it.
That was the time.
Back when you had to go up and walk up to a lady and actually say words.
Yeah,
It was amazing.
Had to walk down on something.
Yeah.
Had to have your aunt game or something on
Yeah,
tap.
yeah,
You was
Gotta have something intellectual to say
Yeah.
too.
And the fire spot to be at in Sukasa, it wasn't either one of the dance floors. It was that
back
room right on the
patio.
side.
Oh, the back patio used to jump too.
No, the back patio was cool, but they was dancing still. Like the conversations was inside that little room
Oh, in
where
between.
It
you could hear the
transitioned.
music a little bit, but it wasn't too loud.
Yeah.
It's like where the bathrooms and,
Yeah, I
junk was
remember
at
that
as
room.
well.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. Good memories
Beautiful
of
times.
the Sukasa ladies. All right, Tone, what about you?
I ain't had too much going on this week, man. It's been a positive week out, just working for real, for real. Wasn't too much going on this week, though. It was a positive week. I got a lot of stuff done.
Yerp.
Made a lot of stuff happen. Still making a lot of stuff happen.
Yerp.
Man, me and your mom got a lot of stuff done too.
Yeah.
We got a lot.
Shit get me.
Anyway, man. Who we start with today?
Oh, we can rock, paper, scissors.
Yeah.
Let's go. I ain't won one of these yet. Let's get this.
Get him up out of there.
Every time, bro. Every time. We know.
All right. All right.
I'm like that, bro. I see that you were taking it serious. You know what I mean? That first time, and I was like, okay.
Oh no, I knew last
I'm
time
trying to
you
get into the
stayed
tournament.
busy the whole time. I was gonna see if you was going.
Yeah, see that shit. You got a pump fake. You know what I mean?
Oh no, I'm learning.
Yeah,
Let's see what
yeah.
Real got for the week.
I was waiting on two.
Oh no, I get to choose, bro.
Oh yeah, if you can see it, as long as you can.
I'm choosing. Yo, you gotta go. What you had for the week?
Oh, I gotta go. Okay.
Oh yeah. Oh shit.
I thought you was about to choose yours. That's what I was talking about. I'm cool with going. Yeah, let's start off here.
I see that.
You
One
start
eye
with
Willie.
Charleston.
I
Here
see
you
that.
go.
You caught a 1 eye Willie.
One eye.
One eye Willie.
Every 30, 40 years and let her tell me about her man, because she can't tell me about our man. Let me tell me about the men that you chose, the men that you had. Don't tell me about the men you didn't have, because you don't know those men. Right? Because if all men were the same, all men would be doing the same.
Okay.
And some niggas fucking some punks.
All
They
right,
want some
so,
dick.
okay,
Oh,
so,
Lord.
A lot of
That's-
niggas ain't taking no dick.
that was your
If some
fault.
niggas beat women, if some niggas won't dare touch a woman. If some niggas say bitch, and if some niggas say, hey, homie, don't say this women is women. So we're all different.
Facts.
Yeah, we have the same chromosomes, makeup, all that. Homie, but our environment, how we raised, supersede all that shit. Because once you develop a conscience, once you learn right from wrong and you got a conscience, homie, I wouldn't give a fuck what turn you on, you wouldn't do it. I wouldn't give a fuck how horny you is, you ain't gonna cheat on your wife. When you develop that, you fight against your nature. You deny yourself. That's where fasting and praying come in at. You develop coping skills. You develop critical thinking skills, conflict skills to supersede your nature. That's where the morality comes in.
I can go first. I agree 100% with Charleston.
That was cold.
I think that this is like one of my gripes with like the current version of relationship talk, to where like it's a versus and niggas have bullied, like the internet them bullied everybody into generalizing everybody instead of understanding that relationships people are so individualized, and that's just the reality of it. As he spoke about men, where literally no men, and you can tell through the conversations in this, like through this pod, no man is exactly identical. And like the things that they like, what they don't like, can vary so vastly. And vice versa for females as well. And where, like, to me, a lot of times we end up getting into trouble overly generalizing groups. So yeah, I agree.
Now I was gonna say I don't think there's, like, to piggyback on that, I don't think there's enough appreciation, like, for the differences. I mean, that's what makes people, people. That's what makes this whole experience fun. Like, if we all literally like were the same, thought the same, like, this shit would be so boring. It wouldn't be no question on anything. We'd have all the answers. So I mean, I think the differences, understanding, navigating those differences, how to, walk with empathy, also hold people accountable, like all those buzzwords, all of that shit. But appreciating that is where we're gonna find, the most harmony, that peace. I think that's where the answers are. It's just appreciating it.
Well, and I say, like, I did definitely agree with what Charleston said. I think the thing I don't think that it's a new thing for us to be, let's say, I don't think the conversation is new, though. I think that what it is that we are more alike than we are different, and so we've experienced very similar things that may be a byproduct of different situations, though. So let's say a woman is cheated on. There are multiple reasons why you as an individual were cheated on, but that doesn't. But the fact that we both were cheated on gives us that common ground to like have the same complaint. So I think that I do agree with the fact that we're very much different, but I think that we're our realities aren't very so far, aren't so varying.
No, I mean if you look at
And that's why, and I think that that's why it's become, which it was already that way prior to the internet age and all of that stuff. That they were going through similar things, and that's why they would come together and have this loud voice against certain things. And I think, but I do agree with what he's saying though, like especially the part of like as a matured man, what makes you matured is the understanding of the fight between what your flesh wants. There's a level of discipline that comes with being a man, and you'll understand that there's a fight within self that happens every day, and it's a level of morality that you must gain as a man that will allow you to be able to have a successful relationship or a successful business relationship or a successful friendship relationship over time.
But no, I was gonna say, but a lot of time as a person, those principles got to be built on who you are and your individual, uniqueness. Your uniqueness, your principles got to be based on what fits you, not what fits the world. Because I think that's where a lot of the misconceptions, the conflict, everything comes in. Is when we're
I just think it's really rare shit that fits over a broad group of people.
Yeah, and I think,
for
but you
sure.
also got to understand, we also like to be a part of groups. So we
I
like
get
to
that.
we like to we
that's
got
human
done
nature.
like this and
Yeah, we
they
try to
did
categorize
this.
extremely
Yeah,
quickly.
we like to be boxed and we like to be a part of a team, so to say.
Or what? It's not even us liking. I think like it's maybe this is like a piece of evolutionary psychology. Is that a part of our survival is that we had to group things really quickly. So like I think an example of this that was made would be like the rustling in the grass. So like one time like a tiger or something
Right,
like that.
right,
So
got it.
then we group that to anytime
sound
there's a
was
rustle in the grass, we immediately turn quick, and it's wired into us right now to where like it's a quick twitch reaction to like what the fuck is that? Because at one point in time it was life and death, but we had to categorize like even with that with sound like all sounds of like a very specific genre a certain way. Same thing with like people, places. Like it's just the thing that as humans we typically categorize, and it only takes a couple experiences. Yeah.
I was gonna say you also got to know, like with that group and us wanting to be on teams. Another important thing that I think gets lost in the internet age is roles. Every team. Anytime I played sports, there was positions. Yeah, ones, twos, and threes. If it's basketball, if it's football, you got offense, defense. You got cornerbacks, receiver. You got all these different positions that can get technical or specialized, but they all work together and it's all common goal. I think that's something when you start listening like on the internet and stuff, and they start teaching. It's all a one size fits all. Like everybody's playing the same role. Like everybody's playing the same position. Where you at in life, where I'm at in life. I might need to be coached a certain way. I might need to work on certain drills. It's
Well,
different.
just what make you happy. Like it's variant between all. What is it? Three? It's six of us in here. What ends up making us happy, like for all six of us, is going to probably be something a lot different. Like what our day to day happiness is based around is going to be a lot different. Yeah, it's just kind of.
I'll say there is a lot of similarities, but it doesn't go to say that every time somebody experiences something negative, that means all of the same group of people do this.
Right.
And that's really what the video was more about. Like the lady was pretty much saying that all the same group of people do this.
Yeah, yeah. I was saying, she was saying like men don't have the ability to love. What is it? We
That
don't.
was the beginning of the video.
No, it's like if you watch it, she said some crazy things throughout that whole.
Yeah.
okay.
I'm mad to me how you responded. My bad, because I'm cutting you off. You about to explain it.
Oh yeah, no, I was gonna say that like the thing is that her and Charleston being in the same room is actually like it makes sense because she's pretty much like the female version of him. Like to say these crazy things, and I think I don't know if it seems she's probably doing it on purpose. It's like a,
But
gimmick
she's doing
thing
this thing
to.
where she's carrying herself like a male.
Well, I ain't gonna go. I
I
ain't
don't even.
even talking about that specifically. I'm just talking about the fact that like the outlandish like over generalizations and like the things that she was saying was like just very almost like we should just stop trying to be together.
Right, and that's why, like, when I heard it, to me it sounded like whoever, and it seemed like a bunch of women that probably was on their men ain't shit type vibe.
Exactly.
And they was going like the exact inverse of what, like, say the
Kevin
far
said.
parts of like the red pill shit is, where it's, you know what I mean. A lot of times like the red pill shit can sound fairly women hating, and like she probably was one of those women that are on like they man hating shit. And she kept looking at their book, so I imagine her book had something to do with it or something like that. But yeah, to me, I think his answer hits for both people, and he's actually said the exact same thing about like the red pill space as well. In which, yeah, I think he's consistent.
Yeah, her whole point was
The
like,
woman's sphere, the
she
male
was sitting
sphere,
there
all
like
that shit.
all men are rapists and stuff. Like the way
Yeah,
she
she
was
was
like
like
terrible, bro.
crazy
Like,
shit.
oh,
She was saying. She was going real hard.
yeah, you know how Charleston go. Like he baited her in at first, to be honest. Like, but yeah, she was out there.
I'll go watch it at some point.
That's
Yeah,
that for the
I'm gonna
streets
tell you, it
talk.
might give you a headache. I ain't gonna even lie.
Yeah,
to you, bro.
like certain levels of ignorance just be like, yeah, I'm just gonna skip
Yeah,
it.
I ain't
bro.
gonna even lie to you.
No, I like to hear the far reaches.
Yeah, let's go to Real's videos.
I always I'd be like, man, shut the
Fellas got it the hardest, man.
Hold up.
Oh, this was a comedian joke. Yeah, this was funny.
I gotta get everything set right.
This wasn't really nothing to like kind of have a real dialogue about. He's a comedian. I thought this was funny.
Dang, bro. My bad, y'all. Trying to get this shit right.
I knew he was waiting on me. Everybody was sitting there waiting on me. And I was thinking the whole time.
Fellas got it the hardest, man. My whole life, all I wanted to be was a grown ass man. I used to dream about that shit, nigga. My voice was gonna change. I was gonna shave. People was gonna call me sir and mister. Most importantly, I was gonna get to wear grown man clothes.
Real.
To my hard
I knew
bottom,
that's
everything, nigga. I had some squirt toe house shoes I had seen. I was gonna get.
The hard bottom himself.
You know, one of them old niggas with got keys and change and all kind of assorted shit in his pocket. He be like, well, what you said was 77 cents. You go to rustling. Oh, I couldn't wait to be a rustler. Bought me 3 different old nigga colognes and shit. I couldn't wait to be one of them niggas that dap you up. And when you walk off, you smell like him all on one side. I had that shit pictured out. Nigga, I was gonna be a good ass old nigga. I had all my old nigga sayings already ready. Old niggas had the best sayings, nigga. They be like, what's happening, baby? Shit, just trying to make it for them white folk take it. Shit, they got one put in the grave, one put in the street. My nigga, I was gonna be a good ass grown man.
Yeah, I figured that would.
Now it's crazy. You was just in here talking about change.
I knew y'all was gonna be pointing right at me. And
Oh
the
no,
thing
this
I
is
heard
like the biography of Rail, right?
I heard myself in the whole time. That's
like
hilarious.
if it was one thing, I remember when we was younger, Rail couldn't wait to get them hard bottoms even back then.
Yes.
Like that's always been his thing.
Hilarious.
Yes,
And
Lord.
like I said, I think that we can title that Black Ron gives the biography of Rail.
Hey, I ain't mad at it.
Oh yeah, that is my boy Black Ron.
I'm definitely I'm looking forward to getting older than this too. I'm looking forward about my first like the first mark I was ready to hit was like 30. I wanted to get 30 pretty quick. And I was looking forward to 30. Now I'm looking forward to about 50.
It should take 30 years.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to 50. 50 gonna be cold.
Yeah.
50 gonna be
Real
cold.
been an in the house nigga since about 25, 26, I want to say.
Yeah.
Real he's definitely like he's been waiting and his time is coming. He done got the salt and pepper. I'm sure that's been something that he seen at first grade and he was like,
Leave
Nah,
it.
I
about
can't
to
fraud. I
kill
can't
me.
fraud.
Leave it.
They came a little early.
Right.
I can't even fraud it. They came a
He
little
said,
early, so I wasn't
I can
so
smell that
hype
30
about
coming,
it.
Bo.
Yeah, I wasn't so hype about it as it. You know what I mean?
Oh man,
I wouldn't expect it to be
that
this
come
great.
with it, bro.
Yeah, nah, but it's actually kind of
I
fire
sent
now.
that one.
That salt and pepper be kind of getting me places.
You sent which one?
Hmm?
I was listening to Newton.
Oh no, that freestyle. I think I sent that one last week.
Oh, you did.
We ain't get to it though.
Yeah, let's get to it then.
So does this count as yours or mine?
These thoughts in my
I
head.
still got another
Jumped
one.
out the bed and stuck my tone edge. The girl who I was texting last night left me on red, but I ain't tripping cause I hooked up with a homegirl instead. My homie let me hold a few dollars to get ahead. I hit the trap and bought a few packs to get out the red. I'm trying to pay him back, this shit hanging over my head. So with all that said, I gotta get to this bread. I'm sick of switching up my approach to get no results. They told me work harder, not smarter, I'm doing both. Success feels further than ever when you this close. It's like getting your cable cut on and then you lose your remote. Through all the bullshit, it's hard to stay on track. I take 2 steps forward and 4 more back, for real. That's how it falls when you got no one to call. They say you can't win them all, but I ain't winning. And this for all the nights that we spent trying to come up with the rent. I'm trying to stay legit, but this shit ain't making me rich. When you at your lowest point, some nights you feel alone. I woke up this morning with
Yeah, nah, that's
all
cool.
these thoughts in my head.
Simba
I
like
get
that.
paid on the dirt. The rent was due on the 1st. The grand make me feel worse. They taking trips out the Turks. My girlfriend mad cause her homegirl got a purse. For Valentine's Day, all she got was dessert. You ever wake up some days and feel cursed? Settling for dirt cause you never realize your worth. It's cause you got a dream, don't mean you putting it first. It's cause you got a dream, don't mean you working the burst. I'm on the phone with my homegirl, this what she said. Fuck all these degrees, I should be stripping instead. She feeling like she gotta give head to get ahead. When you believe in karma, you choose to play by the rules. And even when you do, you still feel like you lose. Which makes it hard to keep it consistent with all your moves. That's how it falls when you got no one to call. They say you can't win them all, but I ain't winning. And this for all the nights that we spent trying to come up with the rent. I'm trying to stay legit, but this shit ain't making.
Yeah, that's cool.
That shit
That's
kind of
cool.
go into like the last thing that Charleston shit about standing on your principles. He said when you believe in karma, you know you ain't got to break the rules. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
it's
And then even when
Or
you
you
believe
don't.
in it,
or you follow the rules, whatever he said. But that was a
yeah.
bar.
And then sometimes it don't come with benefits. That ain't what he. That's not exactly what he said, but that kind of is.
No,
That's
yeah. I'm
pretty
glad we
close
got
to
to
it.
that one.
Yeah, no, that
Since
was
Simba, I like Simba, one of my favorite new generation rappers. Like he
How
go,
old is he?
he 26, 20. I don't know. I have no
Okay.
clue.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
I
but
could be.
he-
I'm probably lying. Don't let me.
This nigga start pulling numbers out his ass.
yeah, I would say that he's probably between 25 and 31, 32.
Okay.
But he's a newer rapper, as in he's just breaking through.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that was cold though.
Oh yeah, I'm going right here. Got to go here.
Oh, bro, hilarious. This
Yeah,
is
this is at the top. Oh, let me refresh that.
this my boy, right?
My client may not be a victim of kidnapping, but she is a victim of lack of attention. It's not that she wanted to disappear, no, but she wanted to be more visible. Her methods, I guarantee you, they're unorthodox. I can guarantee you that. I stand
Is that his
that
voice?
they are unorthodox
No,
methods.
He does that
But
great.
He
my
impersonated
client-
Denzel.
just like everybody else. Huh? What do you do when you go on vacation? Huh? You go somewhere far from your usual, and then you take pictures, post them on social media in order to be seen. It's not more so that you wanted to get away, but it's that the fact that you wanted to be seen. Huh? In a new place. My client wanted to be seen. Huh?
Huh? Right.
He killing that shit.
Hey, no.
Wanted to be seen just like everybody else. And now she's seen. Maybe not a lot like that she wants to be now. But you do
That low Denzel
No.
voice.
Mm-hmm.
her name. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen of the courtroom, I stand
Alright,
here
but is
telling
this,
you that my client.
Is this throw into the Carlee Carlee conversation?
They might as well.
Yeah,
I don't know. I open the floor to y'all guys. What y'all got to
I
say
just
about
want
it?
to say that's a great impersonation.
bro, that's what I was gonna ask. Like, that was a wonderful impersonation.
Oh yeah,
He did a
that's what he's
great
blown up
job.
off of.
That is a great I love a good impersonation,
Yeah.
and he killed Denzel every time. So that was they. Hey, I want to ask anybody. They say, what would the name of that movie be?
Mm.
What would that? Well, my response was Gone but Not Away. But yeah, I think bro, funny though. But
It'd be like, it's like you gotta have Taken in there, Taken, but something, because like they said she searched for was looking at
Taken,
information on the movie Taken, like
taking my time.
yeah. And so okay, so my question, I have a question about this because, well, y'all may not be able to answer this question, but from what I was hearing is like it's a lot of people saying like, don't let this take away from the light that she was shedding on black people going missing or black women going missing. So the fact that she, like, they're trying to align what she was doing with, I guess because with her going missing, that magnified the push to like talk about black women going missing. And so the fact that it turned out to be a lie, they're saying like, well, don't let her lie. You know what I mean? Diminish.
But my thing is, I forgot who said, but like all these other black women are actually missing, and the one that blows up is the one that's a fake.
Right.
Like how does that work? Like it's actual, like right now, it's black women that are missing. Like right now, have been missing before this. It's still missing.
Bro, it really makes me question.
But the one that we hear about is the fake one.
But what causes that to be the thing, though?
What causes that to be the thing?
Yeah, what causes that to be the
I
thing?
don't know. I mean, that's
I
that's the question. But
I think that's literally like the same thing that we've heard. Me and Tona had this conversation over and over. They pretty much choose for us what we're going to be paying attention to.
and that's the
So it would be the fake one would be the one that, you know what I mean?
blow up.
I wonder how that happens. Like,
And even with how everything happened, I wasn't trying to hear anything about, like, I literally didn't hear about until people just kept, like, it literally was one of them things that came across, like, because people kept talking about it online and I heard about, like, and that's the only reason I heard, like.
agreed. Same. I think most people probably only heard about it.
And
because of
eventually I was
social
just
media.
like, who is Carlee? Like, but I'm like, yeah.
I honestly, it happened so fast. Like it was like she's missing. I was like, damn, that's unfortunate.
Right.
And next time
It was like 2
I heard
days.
about it, she was found, and I
Yeah.
was like, oh, great story. The
Yeah.
shit ended positive. And then 3 days later after that, they like, hold up, but the shit was a hoax. And I'm
Right.
like,
Yeah,
on.
that's
that
tough.
shit. I don't know. That shit just seemed.
By the time I heard by the time I heard about it, they was already saying something was suspicious about it. Like, people was already saying, something ain't adding up about this story.
Well, to me, when shit like when Fugazi stories get out there, I always wonder like what's really going on. It's like they got us sitting up here talking about this, but like what's like what's really going on? Because this ain't gonna matter in 3 years. And a lot of times you see it be crazy stories, and then they'll pass like different bills.
Oh yeah, no, for
You know,
sure.
and stuff that's like actually going to affect like the way we live day to day. They'll slide that in on the day that like a crazy story like this come out.
Yeah, what was
and
we
nobody
on when
say
they?
nothing.
What was we on when they approved the clone meat or the sales
submarine.
of the?
I think it was the submarine.
Oh, we was on the submarine. Okay,
yeah,
okay.
so I mean, it's a pattern of like
Yeah,
crazy stories, and then like a couple months later, you be like, hey, you remember when that shit was going on? This what they really did.
yeah.
And they slide some shit. So that's we gotta just be careful with stuff. And like I say, if we really want to help, let's go talk about the black women that's actually missing. Let's go, post some of them.
Oh
Like,
yeah, that was
and-
when that was found. And this was a few months ago though, quite a few months ago. Never mind. But that was when that was found. She had been missing for many years, and then she was found. I was still at.
This was a black woman?
Yeah.
Oh damn.
Yeah, it's way too many
It
of our women go missing every year.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Honestly.
I just
I
heard
agree.
about it was like a younger white dude. He went missing for like 7 years, like when he was 18, and they just found him. And I think bro just wanted
He just bailed.
he just wanted a new life.
It
He
sounded like a little bit of that with what she was looking at, because I know they were saying that she had just searched about a one-way ticket to somewhere. Was it Birmingham? Somewhere. I don't want to give
Maybe.
it.
I mean,
Yeah, they were
But
saying
then she was supposed to be one of, she was an AKA, which means they be trying to apply people to higher standards because they're in organizations. I don't really believe in that. But
they ain't got nothing.
this is supposed to be one of the people who holds herself to a higher standard. What I was wondering about this is, what do y'all think as far as like does this affect black people in a way? Like, does it make us look as a group, or do you think that it would make us look bad as a group to other people?
Does it make us look bad for this to be a lie?
For her to have done this, does it make us look worse? Like, do you think they apply that to all black
I mean,
people?
I don't think that's the worst thing black people do.
I don't think it's the worst, but I'm saying, do they apply? Is that one of the things that gets applied? Like,
I think what you're speaking to is kind of like the notion of which, like all the activists that spoke during her missing time, and maybe it goes to what maybe one of y'all had just said, when they were saying, don't allow this to be a black eye on the fact that black women are going missing. In which I think if we like put inside like a broad stroke, I would say yes, because what it does is that when the attention was giving on like this mass scale, it was incorrect to where next time the people who already kind of don't want to, they're gonna be like, hey, last time, like that shit was fake. This shit probably fake also. You know what I mean? If you kind of like understand how hard it is already to report a person missing, like they usually want you to wait like 72 hours, like that whole rigmarole, the whole thing. To where I imagine, yes, just in general, it probably like this is a black eye on people getting abducted, kidnapped, trafficked, XYZ, as well as specifically for black women. I'd probably say.
So you saying you think there'll be real life impact like next time, like somebody's missing.
I don't know what the impact will be. I know that people who already were on the edge of not giving a fuck are going to use this as like an example.
And what you can think about is just think about the people who shared the post with all intention on it being you're real. They're going to be less likely to jump on the bandwagon to share the next one.
Okay, I see that.
But what's crazy about it is when the situation is real, it don't seem like it gets shared that much.
That was my point.
That's the thing, yeah.
That's one of the things I never understood, because I'm like, okay, so this girl who fake got missing, we hear about all the time, but I'm like, I swear it's a lot of women go missing every year. We don't hear nothing about.
Nope. When the last time a black girl went viral for being missing? Like I don't know.
DC girls.
How long ago was that?
I don't have a time frame.
But, I mean, it was a while.
Oh yeah,
ago,
the girl when they went down to Mexico and jumped on that black girl, she was missing. That went viral.
She wasn't missing though.
They was looking for her at first. Her family didn't know where she was, but her family didn't know where she was, and that's the family was the ones that reported it. So she was missing in it.
But no, I think like I ain't never think about it till Quint said something though about like when it come to impact. Like you go like you a black person from like one of these like smaller towns and something happened and you go to report your family member missing. This might give credence to a motherfucker to be like, it's just.
I mean, you could just look at it inside like the conservative versus liberal space, with a lot of like the black cop killing, shooting XYZs, right? In which like the far right can't wait for like those moments where a guy is justfully like been shot and use that as the poster child for every single one.
Yeah.
And you'll hear them bring that up over and over and over and over. And they're like, see, and this is why we don't, and this is why this is this whatever movement ain't shit. And they're protesting for nothing because of, do you remember this? Remember when this happened? Yeah.
I'm gonna swing over to another topic that's kind of still going in this direction on where we're talking. So I'm just gonna throw this up.
House of Buckhead. It was called American Cut, and probably one of the nicest steakhouses there. 3 stories, beautiful, and it was like my best kept secret. I remember Nas was on tour. He stopped by. He was like, "Yo, you own this?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "This is crazy." So we sitting there, but it's all classy.
Right.
Man, the minute I went on radio one day and it was like, "Yeah, you know, I own this American Cut," I went back there. You would have thought it was Freaknik.
That was it.
The whole thing, it started going down. You going in there to eat, you see a cat you used to hustle with. I'm like, oh my God.
Hey, Jesus said I could be up there.
What restaurant is he talking about?
Oh, okay, so this is, I'll read the caption while I'm here. Jeezy says he owned a luxury restaurant without anyone knowing, and it was classy. Once he let everyone know he owns it, people turned it into Freaknik and started trying to smoke and go against the policies. So basically, that's what it's saying. Like,
So we're gonna get to that. I got a quick question for you, Johnny. How do you feel about Jeezy, him marrying that Asian, that Chinese woman?
Why is that a question for me? Why is that
Directly for
yeah,
you.
for me.
That was purposeful.
I don't know.
That was purposeful.
I feel like Johnny, you've expressed sentiments about
Hey,
I don't know. I'm
What
just
are
asking
we
questions.
doing, bro? Like, what are we? You trying to barbecue me up? Right? What are we doing?
I just thought this was a good look spot to
it's a
I don't
kick it
even,
off with.
I don't even know what country she's
Uh-oh.
from. Like, she's just Asian. Like,
All right.
there's specific.
Oh,
There's,
just specific.
there's policies of certain countries that I may or may not agree with, but just because she's Asian, I have no clue where she's from.
China.
She's not Chinese.
China.
She's not Chinese. So
How you feel about that?
what about China?
Yeah.
Well, I feel like this, and hey, if China want to give me a bag, I'll say whatever they want me to. Yeah,
And download TikTok.
for a bag, hell yeah.
Oh, okay.
Holla at me, China. I ain't got TikTok. You can get
Johnny for sale.
My nigga Johnny definitely just ran around a circle around that whole.
Oh no, he was smart. But yeah, I feel like it was. I don't know. This is what like the pandemic make everything go super quick. But sometime during the pandemic, I think in Houston, this ended up being like a big topic where there was a black establishment that was
high end.
implementing specific rules, and like I think the owner came out and like was like,
Told them they had to go.
we ain't twerking on shit. We ain't like he went
Oh,
down the line
I
down the
remember
line
that.
of it.
I remember
Yeah,
that.
that
And
was
people were
viral.
kind of mad
I
at him.
remember
But
that, yeah.
I think to the point, and that's something on both sides that we do have to actually make sure that we implement both ways. Black owned doesn't mean ratchet. A, that doesn't mean you show up crazy and act crazy.
I
B,
mean,
that
you
doesn't mean
can.
that being black owned does not give you the ability to give subpar service either. And like sometimes like both sides to use that black owned shit as a crutch, where it's like let me get through. I mean, let me get my pass. Let me wear my scarf and have my ass out because it's black owned. Or let me cut a couple corners, give you like a lower quality of service, a lower quality of like whatever, like just whatever the thing is because I'm black owned. And yeah, I think that in general, to circle like that whole circle of that is something that needs to be corrected.
Here's something I've always like. It's not a critique. It's an observation, and maybe I'm wrong. You know, maybe I don't know all the statistics. But one thing that I've noticed with like black-owned businesses and stuff, there's not a diversity of like different black-owned businesses. Like there's a lot of different like fields. You know, and I feel like for the most part, black people they focus. Or once you get a couple quarters of black, we just kind of focus on certain
On the same
businesses,
things.
and like
So what else? What kind of what space do you think that there's not black owned people at?
defense contracts from the military.
You said all right.
No, I'm just saying, but like I mean, I don't think there's any like black owned like.
Oh, no, I
gun
get that, but
companies
like that's
who
so
got, like,
far
that.
out of there.
That's
in
just
which,
yeah, that's that. But I'm saying I think there's like
like
a
you
lot
can find
of.
a black owned plumber, you can find a black owned contractor, you
Yeah,
can find a
but
black
I mean,
owned.
there's also a thing where
But like, how
they're
many
talking
black
about us-
owned restaurants can you find? How many black owned?
bunch
like,
of
Oh no,
them.
that's one of those go-tos.
And man, that's
as
what I'm
well.
saying. But like, I think the proportion is out of whack. Like I'm just
But
saying.
for what industries is what I'm saying. Like
I'm
I
just,
understand what you're saying, but they did say that like we don't really go for the government contracts. That there's a lot of government contracts that are out there that we're not taking advantage of. Where it's come to from like the cleaning for the
food,
furniture,
all
the
of that.
food. There's a
Oh,
lot
no,
of
for
different
sure.
things that we don't take advantage of. But I will say,
but that still stays in our bubble of what like people normally do. He said defense contracting.
oh
which
yeah,
is,
no,
like,
that's
way
just
different.
that's
I mean,
but-
a larger
well, I'm just saying, but
organization to
there's a
give
lot
it
of that military money that gets divvied out. There's a lot of government contracts
For
that
sure.
get divvied out, and there's a lot of white-owned companies that they eating up all them contracts.
Well, I mean, that's just
and
us not
that's
having
the-
the information. We have to seek that information. I don't think
That's
that's
all-
But
necessarily.
defense is just so crazy far out there for like black owned. I think that's gonna be tough.
But I'm just saying that's a.
But if we talking about government contracts, I can agree with you.
But defense is
but
one of the they have one of the loosest spending policies. Like if you look at
Sure.
like that, like look at our defense budget compared to any other country. It's like double anybody else, triple anybody else. So we spending the money frivolously in defense. So that's a place where if we had business and we had it set up to where we could capture some of that and bring it over to this, and that's all I'm saying as far as
That would
like
be dope to see.
to just see some diversity in.
But that's like a very like you got to name other ones besides for that because like that's such a specific in which I don't believe the government is about to allow like black people to be funding like the defense contracts and shit like that.
But you
Like
don't
being power like us in like I just don't see them allowing that inside that
I
being like
really can't.
a
Well,
concentrated black
I could give a.
space.
I could
Well,
give
even like
a good
even
example.
like other spaces like finance, like how many or tech, like how many black owned tech firms are there? How many black owned? I don't know the answers. I'm not saying this. And that's why I say it's not a critique, but I'm just saying this is something we should think about. This is something like when you want to go start a business, like most people think about starting the same businesses. Everybody's first step is I want to.
Well, I mean, you
But the
also
fact
talking
that
about people that are starting from a place that isn't where you're speaking at. So, like, in order to get these contracts that you're talking about, there's a level of organization that is able to obtain said thing.
You would think.
Yeah, I would
But if
assume
you watch
so.
the movie War Dogs, it was a 22-year-olds that just had a little home office and was getting military contracts.
Yeah, possible.
And so, and I'm not saying we have to do that, but I'm saying we could just think and open our minds to
Yeah.
other things other than just like entertainment, other than just certain fields where we feel like we're good at.
No.
And that's all I'm saying, just diversity.
So let me ask you: do you think black people are being held back from those fields, or do you think we're just not choosing to go that direction?
Just think we're not. I mean, it's probably a little bit of both. I mean, it's probably we're probably being held back, and it's probably that little bit of held back is what make a lot of people choose to go other places. And like I said, it's not a critique, but it's just something we should maybe think about. And I see opportunities, and that's not a critique on black people.
What I'll say is that like and I do think that you're probably right there. It's probably a bit of both. But one thing I can say is that amongst the people, I'm not going to say like y'all, like my guys on the pod or nothing like that, but like people around my neighborhood and like different people that I speak with, and I would say myself included, or even Lauren when we were on one of the game nights. I think that we undercut ourselves. I think that we don't. A lot of us don't believe that we can get and do the things that we can do. The things that they seem so unattainable in our minds, and it's like a defeatist like mindset. Like I could never get to this place. That's like when I talk about like home ownership. Like it's
Right.
not that hard. You know what I mean? But in your mind, and even in my mind, what pushed me to do it is because I came home from the military and my pops was on my ass about everything. So I was like, bro,
I get that.
and then I had pit bull. You can't, and I'm not gonna live in certain areas. So it was
You not-
literally
you
like
can't-
a
you
must.
gotta you got to.
Yeah, it was like
You
a
gotta.
must for me to buy a home instead of renting. So like, you know what I mean? That
I mean,
just
but that
became
kick
a
came a
thing.
different way. But like, if we're talking about like other stuff, the kick gotta be. It probably gotta be more self motivated. Like,
Yeah, it's a level of confidence. I think that in general, our level of confidence, and you can tell a lot of the times by even the way that we outwardly try to project it, that doesn't mean confidence. You know what I mean? Even myself, I've been guilty.
cocky and confident.
Yeah, but I mean, it's what I'm saying is that we're trying to prove these things, prove something as important as confidence. We're trying to prove it through things, which never tell the, you know what I mean, which are never the answer. It's like, and I think that we don't believe in ourselves, and it's something that I think that our parents didn't believe that they would be able to do much.
But my thing
we,
is, okay, but like, at what point does that change? Like,
Yeah, you
I
gotta-
mean, like, I know we feel like we can't do it, but
Mhm.
I've seen examples where like it could be done. It can be
Absolutely.
done. It's possible. It's not impossible. So it's just at what point are we, just gonna change just the or what's like deemed success or what's deemed like attainable, what's deemed attractive. Like I want to go and do that. Like it's a mindset. And we
It
gotta
is.
just think about.
And that's what I was gonna say. It's an
all of this shit
individual
different.
thing. It's an individual
I
thing.
honestly think it's like kind of a sick mindset that's going through the black community. And the reason I'm saying this is because like I don't just see like just from the example like with this, I don't just see that with the people who own restaurants. I see this craziness within like when there are restaurants where it's predominantly black workers or it's like predominantly black people working. It's a lot of chaotic stuff be going on. Like there's a lot of mess go on when they don't got somebody who's like you don't got this white person there in charge. And I'm just gonna say it because like the reason I'm saying this is because black people got to get in our head like you can't expect other people to treat you a certain type way, and you don't even treat yourself that way. Like literally, like every establishment I go to, like I deliver DoorDash on the side. Anytime I go get something like I go to like Wingstop or something like that, and it's a whole bunch of black people. I wait at the restaurants with the black people the longest every single time. Dave's Hot Chicken, Wingstop, McDonald's, people doing all type of stuff, like doing everything but working, talking, chit chatting. You got people who sit there and take breaks on the dog, like they supposed to be inside, but
Hold
they
on,
in the
hold on,
car
hold on, hold
smoking.
on. I ain't gonna let you sit up there and dog like all black
I'm
workers,
not dogging all black workers. I
cause my
didn't say
thing
all
is
black workers.
they're not paid to like if you go to McDonald's, of course the service is gonna be shitty because they not paying them people.
Bro, the thing is, most of them people getting paid $15 to $18 an hour now.
But that don't really cut it in
That
Charlotte.
don't mean okay. So so take it for instance, like we was
Like that's
getting
like
paid,
$10 back in the day, 15
bro. I was
today.
getting paid doggone $9 at Carowinds. I surely was working. Most of the people I remember was working. Like we did our jobs. Like I don't know where it's a thing of like you shouldn't do your job. If you agree to take a job, talk about like if you don't want to take the job, don't take the job.
But see,
Make your own business.
hey,
And you get paid what you
Tone,
want.
I think this is a little different conversation because my thing is like if we're talking about black business owners, there's a way different level of like accountability if you're the owner versus we're talking about black employees.
What we was talking about was black people patronizing places, and I just referred that back to black people being working at places. That's all I was saying. I was talking about black because this whole topic was about black people patronizing his luxurious place that was going good, and then they came there and decided to make it. Oh, we found out Jeezy owned this. Turn up.
Yeah, well, number one, I would say, and it's something that I look at like when we go to Optimus Hall, the level of diversity that's there. And then me and Tone went in there one day, and I was like, I wonder why they don't play like black music, like hip hop. You know what I mean? But then I thought about it. Well, I mean that makes sense too. That ain't really the crowd, and you don't really want to bring that shit to the place because that throws off the dynamic. So hopefully, one thing I would say is if you in a place like that, you probably don't want to be playing ratchet music, and you gonna get these black people in here, bruh. Shawty ready to twerk, bruh.
Well,
That's like she ready. If she in there,
it should
she
just
can't
come-
sit in the seat, bruh.
It should just come down to analytics. If you look at playlists and like what one playlist bring and versus another, like if you try to make more money, like you want to play the playlist that's going to attract the crowd that's going to spend the most money.
All I'm saying is
outside of color.
people know
Right,
what
but
to
I'm
do.
just saying that like if you go into Optimus Hall, you would literally, if you listen to the music, that's just not what you're gonna hear.
Yeah.
And I was thinking like, bro, this is like you see a diverse crowd, which I think is probably, would you say is less black people at Optimus than you would see of the white people or like
Are you
what's it,
saying
would
you
see,
think it's more or less white than average, or what you?
say it one more time?
Are you saying is it more or less black than average? What you asking?
Right. Would you say that there's less black people than the other ethnicities out there?
You talking about proportionally?
Right, proportion. I'm just saying, would you say that the population of black people out there is lower than the population of
It be
everyone
black
else?
people though.
Optimus Hall.
It be black people. Like,
No, I do see black people.
it
That's
be
what I'm
black
asking.
people
That's
out
what I'm
there,
asking.
like-
What you think?
I think it's generally check. I think my mic up.
Yeah, you must have hit something. It's still plugged in.
Check.
There it is.
All right. But yeah, I think that it's just diverse. If there's a predominant, it'd probably be white, maybe. But I think it's so many of everybody there. I don't think because when I go out there, I see a different version of black people, but there's definitely black people out there. But I'll see Asians, I'll see the Indians, they'll be out there, and I'll see the whites, and then I mean, like truthfully, to me, it kind of just be like a decent little melting pot.
Yeah, no, and that's why I like the diversity out there. You know what I mean? That makes it very comfortable.
Let me ask you
Diversity
this.
makes it more.
If that ratchet crowd do come out there, you think they're gonna come into Optimus Hall acting the same way they would go into Jeezy's restaurant?
Absolutely.
If Nicki Minaj or if some Gunna or something come on, yes.
Black people not gonna change.
If
the
they
way
bang
act.
some
I
ignorance
actually
out there,
agree
bro,
with that.
it's gonna be the same thing.
I feel like
Most
a
of the
lot
act-
of the time people know how to act depending on what the situation is. Like people change up like it's just like how like you might have a woman who fusses at you at home, but she knows how to act with her boss at work. Like even though she at home, she act like she can't control this stuff. I can't control my mouth, such and so and so. I
Shut
think
the
what I
fuck
want.
up and
But you
try
at
to
work
boss.
for the boss, and you a dog and control yourself. And that's what I'm talking. Like we as black people, I'm always gonna be like on the accountable thing for
Accountability.
us. I ain't even talking about everybody else. I'm on us at this point. Like accountability, we really got to start taking more of it because,
Well,
like,
no, I mean, I agree with that. I mean, yeah, I mean, we got to, but
yeah, if somebody in our community opening up a restaurant and they doing a good job with their restaurant, he shouldn't have to lie about not owning the restaurant. Like I was reading comments, and there was a lot of people saying this, and I've even seen it. It was other people saying like with their business, they had to pretend like they didn't even own the business. They just said they was the manager. Like,
yeah,
yeah, I just manage the business. I'm just a manager here. They act like they ain't even own the business because black people act a totally different way when they think that you own it versus when they think somebody else owns it. And this is our own people doing this to ourselves. So how are we gonna get ahead when it's us holding us back?
Yeah, that's rough. That's rough. I mean, I'm sure everybody in here has had our experience. I mean,
yeah. I mean,
with
I
the
don't
with the
wanna,
black
yeah,
owned business that made you feel away, but I still think that I mean, the thing is, if you are a black owned business, just I mean, do what you say you gonna do, and you know what I mean. You'll kind of find your progression.
Oh, one more thing. While you there, I seen this Indian dude saying this, and I think it was an Indian dude. It was a Chinese dude. Either way, they was basically talking about like how within their community, if somebody doesn't do good on a business, they still go back and support that person. They just tell them what they did wrong, but they keep going back supporting them until they get it right.
Yeah,
And
that's
that's the
tough.
difference in our community. We be sitting there so quick to do. If they get this wrong, no, tell your brother how he messed it up. Tell your sister how they messed it up, and still keep supporting because they gonna come back and do it right. If they more than likely to come back and do it right. If
Yeah,
you tell them.
especially if you're respectful about it, you know what I mean. And I've actually done that one time, and I built a pretty close relationship with a barber out of doing something like that. Just letting them
no, I
know,
mean, you
like,
gotta, no, you gotta keep it. I mean, hey, we black people, like we know how to talk to each other. So it's just a matter of just communication and not letting your, emotions or feelings,
ego.
your ego, pride get involved in that shit. But I think it probably.
But I think Dave had it. He had some
Oh,
commentary
we
real
got
quick.
one more. Okay, yeah.
What you got, Big Dave?
Y'all be forgetting I'm here.
Nah, we want you to talk, bro. You gotta, grab that motherfucker.
Yeah, you got to
Nah, it's,
communicate that part with tone.
yeah. Nah, I was just what I have to say probably covers everything, honestly, because I just feel like we're in a space now where I think honesty overall is becoming the most important. I think stuff has to like burn itself down and then like reform. You know what I mean? Like you got all this stuff that causes so much confusion to where at the end of the day, group thinking can also end up being people as a group thinking that they're tired of just being tired of everything. Like, we don't have money, then we do have money, then pandemic, then back to normal, there's sickness, then tragedy, then somebody missing, or somebody lied, or somebody, it's like the honesty part is where I think all this comes from, like what Charleston White was saying to old girl. It's like, just be honest about it. Like, we're men, we operate a certain way by nature, but we're all still individual people.
Just be honest about your individual,
Yeah, or
like your
even
individuality. Like,
right.
this is me. That's
Or
you.
even
That's you. And no, I rock with that though. I do.
Because even the Jeezy thing, like, I feel like that comes into play with that too. Like, it's like, be honest. Like, if Bruh done went and made tons of money and opened a luxury restaurant, you have to be
I thought he was
honest.
going so.
Nah, I'm saying you have to, like, as a consumer, you want to be honest about the environment you're choosing to step in, or be honest about how you're thinking about it. Do you want to go just because it's Jeezy, or do you really want to go to a luxury restaurant that's black owned? Or
One thing I'll say is that that the conversation is actually, like, to be honest, this was a difficult one, a difficult accountability one, specifically because how much more popular black owned business is getting. So if we look at it, like, we're about to be a generation that has an influx population of black owned businesses, and so we don't really want to overly, you know what I mean? It's like, of course, I think that we should speak our piece, our honesty with them, and be able to communicate it that way. But I don't think that it's, you know what I mean, anything that's fairly new. You know what I mean? First time business owners, first time of a family in as a business owner. You know what I mean? There's a level of progression that happens over time. I do think accountability is important. So that's what was getting me. Like, it's a rough conversation to have. I think that it's necessary, but I also think that there's a level of, let's say,
Some conversations, I think,
consideration we should give to the fact that this is a fairly new thing. Like, but at the end of the day, the Jeezy joint, like, we've heard that again, like the one you was talking about. Some people, and my piece of advice: just don't play ratchet music if you expect for everybody to act like they classy. You don't go and play the ratchet music if you have a high population of black people and then expect that everybody's going to listen to whatever this shit is and sit in their seats and just bob their heads. Like, there's a level of, like, the music, you know what I mean? I just feel like
I think
that's
it's
just a part
bigger
of
than
it. So, like,
music.
don't do that. That's why I mentioned, like, the what they play out in Optimus Hall. You know what I mean? It's just a level of emotion that is evoked from certain, you know.
I also think they need to start separating these guys like Jeezy and stuff like from what they did in the past, because anybody, media, black people, white people, anybody separated, because these guys are older now. So it's like,
Well, yeah,
you
they
know,
not that.
they trying to get away from it in certain ways. But the way I imagine it, how the Jeezy thing may have messed up is because they probably was playing some Jeezy music. And, you know, he's probably like proud of his catalog and his work he's put in, but at the same time,
But I don't know if maybe I was mistaken when I was listening to it, but it sounded like he was saying that him mentioning that he owned it.
On the radio.
Yeah, on the radio is what did it. Not like specifically
Well, I
like
mean,
the
did I see
music
something
and
about?
shit.
Did I see twerk at all, or did I make that up in my mind?
but I just mean you gotta have the music for it to start. You know, he said it looked like Freaknik after
I
it
might
was a
have made that up.
luxury.
Yeah.
I might
That
have
was
made
more or
that
less
up.
what he
You
said.
gotta have the music to even turn it into
Right.
that, so.
So I thought I saw twerk, but I mean, if it doesn't say twerking, then
And
maybe I
not
got
even-
twerking out of Freaknik.
Yeah. And maybe not even necessarily Jeezy music, but you know what I mean. Something else had to feed into that energy. Like, you know, I don't really think anybody's just gonna.
your people, but your people ain't respecting your place.
Yeah, and I mean, just speaking on both sides, because I'm always sort of an indifferent kind of perspective. It's like I don't really feel good or bad or anything about something. I'm just looking at what it is. So yeah.
Gotcha. Well, we'll call this one the Never Ending Live, in which
Yeah,
we're gonna wrap this one up.
Yeah, we'll come back to some of
yeah,
it.
we're gonna come back to it
for sure.
But again, this is Effort. We'll do it live. Good show.
I ain't mad.
It's Q,
It's your boy Johnny P.
Over here, real.
and we out.
Love gang.
Love game.